Greetings, folks. This is what compelled me to come on live stream. I was thinking that, okay. So it's, first of all, anybody watching my voice right now, including you who will be watching this as a replay on YouTube, watching me is conceptual, right? For those of you who create content and you work with people, you know that watching a video is conceptual. People can have all sorts of thoughts, feelings, experiences watching a video. What I'm really looking forward to is us being in the dirt, meaning being in the real world, where your body is engaged, your nervous system is engaged, your sense of who you think you are and are not is on the line. This is how all of us gets to know ourselves truly. It's where we get to face feelings, face so that we can actually get down into who we are. So we can actually get down to our real voice. And how does this relate to this topic right here? To make love, our spiritual voice is required. So Black people are not talking in their real voice. Melanin dominant folks who are coded, you know who you are. We're not talking in our true voice. And when I say our true voice, I don't mean in this marketing, my authentic voice, because, I need to be authentic in my content and I'm looking for authenticity. I mean, how you would talk if you weren't concerned about gaining or losing anything, looking good, sounding smart, making sense, being articulate, trying to get pussy, get dick, get money, get a job, get approval, get respect, get fame, get attention, how you would actually talk. And then even further, because that's just the beginning, even further, if you were sitting in the seat of who you know you are. Let's start with the women. You sitting in the seat of who you know you are. So a lot of us have disconnected from ourselves we all have our reasons, right? You could say because of child molestation, because your mom was abusive, because you were raped as a teenager, because a relationship with a husband, an ex-husband, a baby daddy, a boyfriend, somebody that broke you, ruined you, broke your heart, right? We all have our stories. We all have our reasons. They're all valid, okay? And because of all the disconnection and us putting on a multitude of masks and protection mechanisms, when we talk now, whether we're creating content, whether we're in a job interview, whether we're talking to our parents, or at brunch with our girlfriends, we're traveling, we're not talking in our true voice. We're talking in a filtered voice that makes us look good, acceptable, respectable, like we make sense, like we're decent, like, or even the acceptable, emotionally, like, just, gossipy or shit talking, bitch shit talking, and just like all the ways that don't have us in the seat of our full power. Now, it's fun to talk shit, right? It's fun to just be shooting the shit and, lightweight with your mom about some shit going on with Trump and, just shooting the motherfucking breeze because, bitch, it's nice outside. And you know what I mean? It's a place for everything. And you know what I mean? Okay. So earlier I went live on YouTube and it was I was in my car and it was spontaneous and the Wi-Fi wasn't good. But I want to bring a part of what I brought forth in that live stream, in that there's such a responsibility for really all Black women. But my excitement and my focus is on those of us who have a call that's bigger than us, okay? Bigger than you. You have a call that's bigger than you. And us sitting in our seat, and that's going to call, what's up, King Cairo? That's going to call the folks up, okay? The King Cairo's up, all the melanin dominant folk, men and women really. But in the context of the live stream I did this morning, it was specifically talking about the responsibility of melanin dominant men, of men too. And I was saying that we are responsible for them and they are responsible for us. Now, if you're new to me, you will learn, or not even learn, but you will feel a refreshing depending on who you are and how coded you are on in my speaking. When I'm speaking, it's not okay. So, for example, when I talk about melanin dominant women being responsible for melanin dominant men, I mean us being in harmony with who we actually are. And when you, as a melanin dominant woman who's coded a particular way, who's talking in your right voice, not your filtered voice, but your right voice, you know who's for you and who's not. We always know. Now, the problem is so many of us don't admit that we know because we live a filtered life. We're not living raw. We're not living harmonious. We're not living in that deeply nourishing fulfillment that would have you just cut, cut, cut. And people just know. There's no meanness. There's no need to be all like, I got boundaries, bitch, because bitches is. There's no need to do all that because you true. When you true, you don't even need a boundary. Do you understand that? It's just a standard of the way it is. And so, like, boundaries are for the underdeveloped. They're like Bambi's getting their feet up under them. I need a boundary because motherfuckers don't respect me. Understandable. But when I say we are responsible for melanin dominant men, I'm talking about when we are in our seat, there are men and women who belong to us and we know it. Now, they may be out of order. They may be being their version of disobedient or refusing or, living a different life for their reasons because we don't take serious that the listening to the voice when I say the voice, I mean the angel, the hands that's over you at birth and are with you for your entire life. Most of us are not in harmony with those hands over our life. And so we're in a series of decisions. So when the coded group that we belong to is in harmony and they see us, they can call us. And if we're not ready to be in harmony with our own voice, we may or may not respond. And it would respond a particular kind of way. So when you're truly spiritual and you're, less filtered, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you move accordingly. So far, for those, the few of you who are here, is this, absolutely what I mean? Let me know. So let me quickly, before I go on, share this part. Thank you for all the hearts. Italy in May and June, Houston in July. What is that about? So I am open to private VIP days. So if you've been watching me for some time, you already know, or if you're new here, that's possible. And you want to get to know yourself deeply, you want to work with me for 2 days, 1 day or 2 days. So there's options. If you would like to have VIP day or 2 days with me in Italy, so for 2 days, it'll be in July, actually. Okay, so, and if you wanted 2 days together, that would be in July. 1 day together would be in May or June. Okay. And this is where we do deep feminine power work, where we clear out a lot of shame. It's a lot of alchemical work relating to your body, your emotions, how you see yourself, breaking what's in the way of all your patterns that you hate, your pattern, the starting and stopping, the things that you say that you hate it, but you keep doing it. You keep ending up there, and it's been 10 years, like this kind of stuff. And so much more. Like whenever I work with women, particularly one-on-one in person, they think they're coming for one thing, and so much more opens up because our unconscious mind has the permission to unleash itself. So much starts to come up when we're in the flesh. We can touch each other, be present with each other. It's a totally different experience. So if you would like to have this kind of transformational experience that helps to shift you at a fundamental level, to be the woman you're called to be, to produce the results, whatever those results are, in your way of being, in your way of working, being in peace with your energy, being able to be raw out in the world and unapologetic and really do your God work, your chosen work, and not be another chosen one who's so oppressed because they're after you. And oh my God, see, this is why I can't, because, Black women can't be in joy because the system, because the enemy, and all the things that we're so oppressed as the chosen ones. And if you know that it's not actually your fear of being conquered that's your issue, it's the brightness of your light and you doing the work so that you come into harmony and peace with your own light, truly, so you can do your work in the world and be the rare thing. Because we're looking for the rare things, not the performative things, not the ones who know how to talk about spirituality with so much historical context, but you're not the walking embodiment. Like we all know, don't you know? The way you're looking at me, everybody else is looking at you. We all know it. So when you're truly called in this way that I'm talking about, only masters can even meet you. Your favorite oracle, your favorite, tarot card reader, your favorite, what you call those people, mediums, your favorite, all these people, they're great. When you want to do K through 12, they're great. When you're ready for the real thing that requires you being a front facing, love making, and your spiritual voice, that would have you in the real power, that may even feel dangerous, only a master will do. So you either get that or you don't. If you don't, this is not for you, and that is okay. So that's Italy. Feel welcome to DM me if you'd like to get the conversation going for Italy. Now, Houston, that is a group. I'm going to talk about that more in and out of today's conversation and more because it's time to get in the dirt. It's time for us to be in person. This online stuff, it's amateur. I mean, obviously it has a place. There's a lot of money to be made online. We can do the whole thing here, but getting in the dirt and allowing yourself to fall apart in the presence of other people who want to fall apart, who want to know who they are, who want to be whole, who want to be true, who want their love-making voice, who are ready to be real. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the impossible. You need a lot of heat in your body to steward the impossible. You need a lot of heat, which means there's so much confrontation with yourself in the presence of other people who are willing to, okay, this is what Houston is about. Automatically take this beyond fear. Nobody cares. When you're moving beyond your normal place, right? Like you have the places that you've gone that have been your breakthroughs up to this point. You've gone there. And there's only so far we can go by ourselves. And then so when you're breaking through the next wall to be able to exist at a new level, to do whatever the thing is, be public, that you're existing through a new wall, there's a few things. One, you're dropping everything that you hold on to that even prevents you from going through the wall. But then you're in the presence of people. It's like they're holding the space for you to walk to the other side. And all of the psychic, when I say psychic, I mean everything that runs specifically through the Black mind, okay, the melanin dominant mind that doesn't run through the white mind. And I know some of us hate that that's even a thing, but it's a thing, okay? There's all the typical stuff that goes through the head. Oh, they gonna come after us, or they after Black people, white hate, the enemy force, oh, they tore down everything we built up, oh, they hate us. Oh, like there's all that, right? There's all that. And then there's your own psychic stuff that you came here with. That's part of your lineage. Some of it you know and have experienced, some of it you haven't. You won't meet it until you meet it. But being willing to meet it and then be in appreciation of it, and don't let it be the material that you make true for why you don't move through the wall that you need to move through so that you come to your spiritual voice. So the whole Black woman identity got to go. The whole what a Black woman can and cannot be. Oh, the Southern country church girl. Oh, the city bad bitch. Like all that gotta go. It gotta go. It gotta go. Now you can pick it back up if you want to, with a deliberation, right? Because then once you come go through certain walls, you can see that all those cells that you created were your reasons you had them. But then you see the removal of all the cells, and you see the essence of yourself. Any identity you choose to pick back up, you're doing that on purpose because you have a point to make. Okay. I'm saying this because this, what we do in person is where this happens, not watching me in a live stream. So if you want to come to Houston in July, you can DM me. Okay, there's no page up. Ideally, I would really like somebody else to host it. Like I want like an event. I would like an event manager. Because if I do it, it's going to be at an Airbnb. It's going to be super intimate, maybe 10 people, and maybe that's the way it'll be. However, what I think would be super wonderful and communal and better in some ways, like better, because even intimate 10, inside of a 10 people inside of Airbnb, that would be awesome too. But another kind of awesome, which would be helpful for me also, would be somebody else to host it somewhere intimate in Houston in July. I'm thinking whatever that Saturday is after the 18th of July. I don't know the date, but whatever is the Saturday that follows July 18th in Houston, you would host. Happy to have a conversation about it. It'd be an all day thing. I'm thinking like a 10 to 7 kind of thing with lunch included. And we would start to do this work that I just talked about. That's very alchemical, that's very confronting, very soft. It would be co-ed. It's just so time. So feel welcome to DM me if you'd like to host and or if you'd like to participate. So it's time to talk about Black men now, and not just, and there's nothing, this is fine. Average Black men definitely have their place, but I'm talking about the Black men who are very smart, who are coded, who, it's like they've been here before. Y'all know who I'm talking about, if you know. This is really tender, this topic. This is where we're getting ready to go and where we will go with any kind of work we do, whether it's co-ed or it's just women, is very tender. I don't think most of us are used to navigating this, and we're definitely not used to navigating it in group spaces. I know I'm not. And it's time. I've been called forward. It's clear. So the whole world is shitting on men, shitting on masculinity. And here's the thing, it's like it's being pushed because it's not even like I search this content, watch this content, and it's like so much of it is showing up on my page. And it's all women everywhere. Everywhere. A British woman came up on my page the other day. Everybody, Indian, Asian, Latin, Black, all women are just, and listen, first of all, I'm a woman, okay? I'm out here. I know the history of women, okay? We have great reason to feel excessive rage toward the systems at play. So this is not by any means me being like, why y'all mad? What the fuck is your problem? This ain't that at all. What I'm saying is our maturity requires that we look at what's going on. Our maturity requires that we look at all the factors at play. How did we get here? What's really going on? What's really going on? Why is there such a push? Why are these women upset? Why are our mothers upset? What did we learn from our mother? What have we been agreeing to and didn't realize we were agreeing to it? And we are now dealing with the cost of what we agreed to. And where our real power is noticing where we gave our power away and not blaming anybody, because plenty of us could blame our mothers. We could blame our grandmothers. There's plenty of people we could blame. It doesn't help us. It doesn't give us the power we need to come make love and have our spiritual voice to do the things that we are called to do. So in our mature place to understand what exactly is going on, how did we get here? What do you want? Who are you? and still allow yourself to have all the feelings that you have. We can see, this is where you can begin to see more clearly. And so I want to talk about this from a bigger picture perspective. We can get into the details. I mean, you all can ask me questions, but the bigger picture here, aren't you powerful? And even if you've never had a deep relationship, or maybe you have had a deep relationship with a powerful melanin dominant man, what do you think it takes for us to be in the relationships? And again, I'm talking from a higher order of things. You may not even really care, really. You might just like what I'm saying. You might just be intrigued. This might just instill or strengthen your hope. But I mean this in a practical, real way, on the ground, having the conversations, doing the hard things, coming to Houston for real. Beginning today with the men in your life now. Beginning today with the men in your life now, who you've avoided, who you don't like, who you're mad at, having difficult conversations. I just went to go see my dad last weekend. Called my uncle. The men have a place. Their place is to, when I say protect, hold on, okay? Because the way you all talk about protection is not wanting to be in responsibility for your power. Again, I'm talking about this from a high order level. Men are physically strong. Men are physically strong. We got wrong information that they are to come and save us. Just like all the things that we bought, and that's part of why we're mad. Because we want men to be women in a way. Like, we want them to be women when we want them to be women. Then we want them to just know things. And you only want them to just know things because you picked up the memo, the invisible memo that we all got, that men just know. They know how to tend to every woman's body who they're having sex with. They know how to hear. They even understand feminine language. They should just know. And they should just know, and they should just get it right. And all the onus, all the power off of us, all the responsibility off of us of what our place is. We nourish men. Men will never be the power we want them to be without us nourishing them. It ain't happening. Where do you think men learn? Because their mother is not making love to them. Their mother is not in romantic relationship with them in the way that a lover, a girlfriend, or any woman who's choosing to love that man. The British woman who came up on my page, I was just like, wow. I felt for her. Like, there was a ache, because I could see her hunger behind what she was saying. So she was a very attractive British, she was white, and she was in her car. Maybe you all saw it because it was a pretty popular video. And she was talking about how uh, men are just, she said, necking about. Did y'all see that video? She's like, I just hate it. They're just necking about. They're just knocking about. Just, what are you doing? Do you even know what's going on? And just knocking about. Did you all see that video? And what I could hear as she was talking was, these men are hungry. For so long, there's been a shaming of hunger. Remember? Oh, he thirsty. Oh, she thirsty. Remember that? Oh, he thirsty. She thirsty. This is why when you come home to what's really going on with you, and you sit from a mature seat, you see yourself, and you can see behind people's frustration, behind people's anger, behind everything people say. I could see her longing for a man in her talking shit about the knocking about. I fucking hate it. And then when I tell you I don't even know how many comments she had, hundreds of comments from women just dissing men. And it's like so many videos. Men are fed by women. Why is that a problem? She clearly wanted some masculine energy. She just wanted it to show up according to some image she had in her mind. It's the same way men have this, not all, but many have this idea of what feminine looks like. And if you don't fit that version of feminine, then you're not feminine. And so they'll talk crap about you just because you don't fit the image in their mind. When it's not about you fitting the image, it's about he likes what he likes, she likes what she likes. And oftentimes that liking is a tainted, because so many, anyway, that could go off into a distance about how much of our authentic hunger has been distorted. Our authentic hunger has been distorted. So we long for things that we've been marketed to long for. Okay. Men are fed by women. This is an honor. Women who have sons, you understand this differently than women who don't have sons. Your son and your daughter too, particularly your son, is entirely nourished or malnourished due to his relationship with you. Entirely. If he has a well-nourished relationship with his mother, and that continues into his adulthood, he's going to know how to be in a nourishing relationship with a woman. And he will know how to nourish the woman, versus how so many men who are malnourished from their relationships with their mother, they go and they suck from women. They take from women. Men learn how to nourish. They don't just naturally know like that. Even when they like you. I could go on and on and on, but I want to laser in on the vulnerability, the not knowing, the tenderness on both sides. And this is why to make love, our spiritual voice is required. We can't talk to men through a filter. Men are already raw. It's women who are a bunch of filters, inauthentic, trying to look good, be chosen, not be mean, mad, a bunch of trauma projecting. Men are already raw. They're already like this. And because so many women cannot handle the truth, so many women are disconnected from their bodies. This is everything we're going to start facing in Houston. This is mature. This is mature, because if you're not mature, you're just going to ruin more things. Or you really will just have to succumb to playing a very limited role in a man's life, because that's all you can fulfill, because you cannot handle the vastness of the truth. The truth is vast, it's striking, it's clear, it holds no punches. And so many women require that men lie to them. You may not say, lie to me, but when he tells you the truth, you get mad. When he tells you the truth, you withhold attention, you withhold sex, you withhold, your mood changes when he tells the truth. That's you training him. She can't handle the truth, so I will lie. And I will lie in a good way that she likes, that makes her open her legs, that makes her give me sex the way I want it. And it'll all be under a lie, which when you are in a relationship like that with a man, you're in a very narrow experience with him, a very narrow experience. So you ain't gonna want to do nothing over here that we doing in Houston or anywhere in the world. And so in order to change the world, relationship by relationship, it could be the relationship you have with that barista who makes your latte every day. Okay, it could be with the way you connect with a vendor who you buy from, your son, that man at work who's trying to get between your legs, that guy who's been trying to take you out, whatever. You change the world in these interactions, who you are in these interactions. So, I talked about heat earlier, that in order to navigate the impossible, okay, hold on, I want to feel this. I like this. The impossible. You will go so far with me. You just have to respect my position and who I am. If you don't sit in your seat, for real, if you don't sit in your real seat, you can't do what you most want. Part of what you're doing, for those of you who are, however you would see it, working to get to your seat or is you acknowledge and respect who you're working with, whether it's me or anybody else who's in their seat, who's supporting you and sitting in your seat. You cannot hear the same. You cannot move the same. You cannot see. Like what I'm saying to you right now, with you not in your seat, when you're in your seat hearing this, you're going to hear it very differently. You're going to hear it different. You're going to see it different when you're in your actual seat hearing it. I could say the same thing, but when you're not in your seat, you're going to hear it very differently than when you're in your seat of authority, your seat of power. So I said, and I'm talking about multiple topics here. I know this is dynamic. It's what it is when you're really active like that. So in order to do the impossible, which means so many people have dreams, but they never really go there, because to move through difficult things or things that feel impossible, but it's a dream that won't let you go, there's a lot of heat that's in your body. But in order for heat to stream, you got to be willing to navigate shame. You got to face everything in you that feels weak, bad. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to lose this. How you going to look? You're going to look bad. You got to face all that. And in the clearing out of all that, heat gets to rise. So this is why, a lot of women can't handle the intensity and the heat of life, because they're like, I don't want to look bad. How do I look? Is my stomach flat? I want to look sexy. Can I get a husband? Who's going to pay my bills? What do I look like? What about my hair? How do I look? So nothing can stream. This thing is like this. She might be smiling. Hi, guys. But inside, she's like, don't want to be seen. So heat can't move through. The heat that you would need to penetrate things, even sitting calmly, penetrating things that come up that get in the way, all the things, the heat that would penetrate negative comments, the heat that would penetrate your own thoughts that come in to knock you down. You need heat. This is why real life work, because see, everybody gets activated on these live streams. Oh, so inspiring, Naima. But they can't carry it out into the real world, because it takes being in the dirt of the real world, looking into the eyes of the man, looking in my eyes, in the room, us touching each other, the real heat of human to human contact. This is why, and I'm even reminding myself, this is why Houston matters. This is why anywhere we're going to be meeting in person matters. Otherwise, the number of women who'd be like, I saw your live stream and I was so inspired. A week go by, they're like, because they're not engaging in the real world work that would burn them awake. So you gotta do the shit that you don't want to do. There you go. You got to do the shit you don't want to do. The uncomfortable stuff. You got to be seen in what you might call a weakness, so you can finally let it go, versus the tension Like even right now as you're listening to me, how's your breathing? Check in with yourself. Check in with this. Check in. How are you? Now relax it on purpose. Is there a difference? Just right there, right there. Did you notice a difference? Who was I watching? Somebody was saying how most of us say we want men to show us their feelings, but when they show us their feelings, we punish them. Do you want a whole being in front of you? This is why I say if you don't want maturity, men are not going to know unless, because they know what they know. What they don't know is the feminine. They don't know your expression of the feminine. They don't know your expression of the feminine. And most of us are terrified to show who we are to men, who we really are. To have the sex we really want to sex. When I say sex, I don't mean just intercourse. I mean connection, raw connection. Men are very friendly. That's not the best word. They are very receptive to raw. Most. They're very receptive to the truth. It's women who are liars. We are scared to be true with men. You don't win when you lie. If your metric for winning is getting money and male attention, I'm not for you. If that's your metric, no. As a reminder, in the event that you're new here, I want melanin dominant men and women to change the world and to run the world and for true love to stream clean amongst us. And it can happen. Yeah. The answers are here. It's just being willing. That's it. And I say this to myself as I say it to you. It is a work. Even what it's taken for me to be here, right now, speaking with you. It's the only way. It's the only way. Struggle up. Struggle up. And unless you're coded and really called, there's no incentive for you to struggle up. Your struggle up is getting a house. And there's nothing wrong with just getting a house and traveling and all those things. Those are great. That's what most people want. When you're coded, the best is not enough. The best house, the best travel, the best clothes, they're nice to frolic with. It does not give the deep struggle up. Be willing. We are capable. We are coded capable. It is here now. Raw. It absolutely is required to be raw. I'm telling you, it is so, my God. You know, all the layers of, what's the word? Gunk is gunk. All the layers that get in the way. Gosh, when you habituate going through the layers and just make it a habit of, that's another reason why heat matters. Just make it a habit. Oh God, it gets so good. Yeah, I'm wrapping it up here. All right, so I'll take any questions. There's over 3,000 hearts. Thank you for that. So now's the time, 35 seconds. Any questions? I'm on my way out. So if you feel called to host me in Houston in July, or even another month, maybe not July, maybe another month you have in mind, feel welcome to DM me. I'm happy to have a conversation. If you would like to have a VIP day with me in May or June, we can get a conversation started to see if it's a good fit. Or 2 days, I have space for 2 days in July. Yeah, July 8th and 9th. And that's for a small group of us. So that's not private. Okay, so private is for May and June. For the small group of us, that's for July. Okay. Profile photos, please. I only communicate with people with profile photos. This is social media. There's nobody I fully resonate with because it was time. You get called. People who are called know what I mean. When you're called, you're either going to do it or you're going to struggle and suffer. So that's the answer. You called, you're going to say yes and struggle up, or you're going to ignore it and degenerate and suffer and be depressed for your entire life. All right, you all take good care of yourselves.